All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostles and elders in New York, GMS. Um, Salutations to you, Akim, this teaching the truth, and Shalom to you, serious Aqua. My name is Maya Ka'ala Bungad with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. I'd like to make a disclaimer that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, speckled birds, scattered abroad. Speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their fathers' paternal bloodline go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not fitted with any terrorist groups or any violent groups. We are not affiliated with any militant groups. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. And right here, man, we have Garfield. All right, Garfield just basically, man, he just an agent, man. They're straight up, man. He's an agent. Um, he's straight up agent for this, the Satan, Satan himself, man. All right, you know, demons just constantly on him. All right, well, demons still on me anyway. All right, well, he just an agent for Esau, man, to cause mass confusion among the Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and also this guy right here, Eve Ever, man. All right, he's a gatekeeper, man. All right, he knows that we are the Israelites, man. All right, but again, to cause confusion, man. All right, amongst the Israelites. All right, like that old like that clip the brother played with Hitler on there. Say send in polite, send in the black only Israelites, send in the only Latino Israelites, man. All right, so this is who these guys are, man. Agents. All right, I'm gonna go back to let me scale this back a little bit. 25. All right, hold on. Put this right here.
Me on Wikipedia. I wrote an article on Wikipedia about Jews who were in West Africa, and everywhere where I wrote Jew in there, because I was going off information I had, someone came in later and wrote Hebrew Israelite there. And I was wondering, okay, well, if you really believed that's the term that should be there, why didn't you write the article before me? You know, and that's I think, to put it simply, no, I don't see Hebrew Israelite as being something rabbinical that can be traced to something that I would term in Hebrew as Torath Moshe, meaning something that is derived from a known tradition that has been passed down and can be identified through various generations.
All right, we got our first question that from the audience. Who are the bloodline? There goes that word again, Israelite. Which is, I apologize for the question because you.
Apologize for a good question. You see how stupid our people are, man. This guy just stupid, man. Get this, man. Jeremiah Garfield, man. All right, and this guy, he hates himself. He hates his nation, Israel. He hates his power, Yahweh. He hates Yahweh Shai, which is his prince. All right, he just total self-hatred, man. All right, Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are Sodom's children. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, man. This guy definitely is evil, man. All right. And he's coming up against Yahweh. All right. Oh, I apologize. Apologize for what, man? He asked a question, man. Who are the bloodliners like today? All right, that's a legit question. All right.
You know, no, I don't see a problem with that. I think that people have to go with whatever language they know it in. I mean, that's the thing that I think at one point a few years ago I would have had more problem with a question like that, but nowadays I understand where it's coming from, and that's where for me it's sometimes I have to kind of temper how I articulate the answer to it. So essentially, the best way for me to answer that would be the following: if I were to go back into a text about, let's say, 2,000 years ago, what pronunciation, what word would I find to identify people who follow the 5 books of Moses? Meaning that, whoever wrote this in English, which is fine. You know, that's the language that they know, that's what they know. But if I'm writing it in a different language about 2,000 years ago in the land of Israel, how would I have written that question? So the basic issue is that the term Israelite is an English, anglicized term, if you will, of the word of Yisrael, which is how it was pronounced in ancient text, if you will. So concerning the question of who are the bloodline Israelites, I would simply put it this way. If someone believes or uses the term Hebrew Israelite or Israelite, and they believe that's the way the word is pronounced correctly, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, again, I'm not one of those people to try to get into an argument with somebody about what they believe. They can believe whatever they want about themselves, as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't affect me. I mean, it doesn't have any bearing on me. If someone's saying, okay, well, what do Jews believe, or who is the ancient Jews, or who are the modern Jews? Generally speaking, someone who's Jewish is someone who has had a tradition passed down to them that they're Jews, from mother and father. So, for example, one of the challenges that some Hebrew Israelites may face in this question is if you were to go to every single Hebrew Israelite that lives, like, let's say, in the U.S., and ask their parents and grandparents, are you also Hebrew Israelites, or are you also an Israelite? And every single one of them says no. And then you go back a little bit further, and the answer is no. That's where the question comes up. Now, I will posit that it's always possible that someone may have some ancestry somewhere that cross boundaries with something else, and they may not know or do know. I mean, again, that's not impossible. I mean, you asked about the whole issue of being on slave ships. It's not impossible that there was someone with some kind of Jewish ancestry somewhere who was put on a boat somewhere and enslaved and sent somewhere. It's not impossible. It's just a matter of if it's probable or not. And if it is probable for that person, it's only probable for that person. So it would mean that, like, someone would probably show up and say, hey, I heard from my grandmother this group of history that was Jewish, and this is what I was told, and that's as far as it goes. When someone says a whole group of people, well, then you'd have to go to each group, each person, and say, okay, well, what does your family say? And if the family says, no, we're not anything like that, what does your family say? No, not us either. That's where the issue becomes a big issue, and I think.
So it's an issue when the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans say they are the Israelites. All right, but it's not an issue when these people. All right, let me get this. Hold on for a minute. All right, but it's an issue, man. All right, but it's an issue. It's an issue when the so-called Neo Latino Native Americans say they are the Israelites, but it's not the issue when these people say they are the Israelites. These people right here, it's not an issue when they say they are the Israelites. All right, they don't have to. They don't have to pull the scripture out from the Torah or prophecy to prove they're Israelites. Everybody just accept it because everybody in the world been brainwashed to say that they are the Israelites. All right, and all right, just for FYI, I do know we do know our people. We have a lot of our people that stayed. A remainder of our people that stayed behind in Israel. We also know that our people from Yemen and Morocco and Syria and other places migrated to when the modern day state of Israel was established in 1948. All right, but we're talking about the people who go around and basically Ashkenazis. All right, go around and saying they're the Jews. All right, or they use the term Jewish and Israeli. All right, we're talking about them. All right, the Edomites. All right, from the tribe of Amalek. All right, the Amalekites. All right, that's who we. That's who. I'm talking about that this particular situation and stuff. Like I said, nobody got a problem when they say they're Israelites, but when the so-called Negro say they're Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans say they're Israelites, it's a big problem. All right, that's being hypocritical, man. All right, and another thing he said, what it say when somebody say they are Israelite? All right, because you got 12 tribes of Israel. All right, go right here to Exodus 1. Go to 1. All right, there's 12 tribes. All right, Exodus 1 verse 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun and Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. And all the souls that came out of Lawrence and Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was already in Egypt. So Joseph's sons were Manasseh and Ephraim. All right. So, Israel, you have what? You have basically the 12 tribes of Israel, All right. All right, just basically 12 tribes. All right, Israel. All right, so when we say you're Israelite, all right, what do you mean? All right. They say you're Israelite, you basically saying that what you are a descendant of, yeah, all right, of Jacob. All right. Let's see right here. All right, let's see. Here's like, all right. All right, let's say what? All right, it's not Yisrael, it's Yashar. You had the Yad, you had the Shan, you had the Rosh, you had the Allah, you had the Lamad. All right, okay. All right, Yashar Allah. All right, Yashar Allah. All right. Right here, Yashar Allah. They go right there. All right. Let's say Yashar Allah. Yeah, in this situation, but the root word is Yashar Allah. All right. All right. It said patrimonically a Israelite descendant of Israelite. All right. We know that J didn't exist. All right. We know that the letter there was an I sounding letter in H in Hebrew, but we know they said Yashar Allah. All right. Israelite, see Israel, God provide descendant of, and Yahshua mean he, Prince of Power, right? A descendant having a nation of Israel. Okay. Descendants of Israel or Israelites. All right. So he says, somebody say they're Israelites, saying they descended of the man. There was a man named Jacob who renamed Israel's correctly. It's Yahshua, he Prince of Power. All right. Yah, he. All right. Shar means prince. All right. Then just leave off that yod right there and go Allah. All right. It means power of God. He prince of power. All right. Basically, he's the son of Yahweh. All right. He's all right. He prince of power. That's what it means, man. All right. When somebody say they're that, all right. Or you look up the word children of Israel. They say what bond. All right, got a little head of myself. All right. All right, so it's right here. What are they saying? All right, they basically said Bon Yashala. All right, Bon Yashala, son of Israel. Right, so that's what they talking about. When you hear brothers say they're Israelite, they're just saying they are descendant of a man named Israel, and they from one of the 12 tribes. Man, that's it. There's no big deal. Even the term Hebrew, when they say Hebrew Israelite, all right. Now in the text, you're not gonna find like in the same sentence they're gonna say Hebrew Israelite, all right. But when they basically they're just saying they descended from Shem, on Salah. Go to Hebrew. You know what? Let me go to Hebrew. All right, go to Hebrew. All right. Salah. Yeah, Hebrew. All right. Abraham was a Hebrew. He descended of Eber or Ibar. All right. Let me see. All right. Arbar, yeah. Right. Arbar. From the root word arbar. Arbar. It means from the past, don't mean crossover. It's one from beyond, alright? Alright, something that blue letter be off. So that's what it means. He descended from Eber, man. Or Arbar. All right, Sham, Abar. All right. So we descend from Sham, Eber. All right. Uh, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob we renamed Israel. All right. So that's somebody say they're Hebrews like mean they descend from a man named Israel. All right. Now he's a hypocrite. All right. All right. Cause you look at the term, not the thing, cause he liked to use, matter of fact, let me get this, definition of Jew. Cause they're not gonna show no etymology. All right, you got her definition of Jewish. That's what I meant to say. All right, couple Jewish. It says right here. You go to Merriam. It said Jewish, added as definition of Jewish, are relating to or characteristic of the Jews. All right. Also, being a Jew is not the same, man. All right. You can't change your nationality. All right, because those people they uh converted to our ways. I believe in between the 10th and 11th century in the Khazar Mountains. All right, because you had the war going on between the Crusaders and the Muslims, the Moors. But both were the same thing. The Crusaders were Israelites practicing Christianity. All right, and the Muslims, the Moors, were Israelites practicing Islam. So the people in the Khazaria land, the Edomites of Edomite descent, paternal Edomite descent, they don't want to pick a side. So what they decide to what? Observe our ways. All right, you know. All right, so they're acting. They start acting like us. All right, the Israelites, in that particular case, the Jews, the people from the southern kingdom of Judah. All right, the people that are from Judah, Benjamin, Levi. All right, they start acting Jewish when they start uh, acting like us by observing our laws, statutes, commandments, and our culture. Man. All right, just like look up here, boyish. Okay, let's look up the term boy. Hold on, let's see boyish in here. Yep. Let's see boyish. Let's see boyish. I thought it was in here. So boyish. Let me see. Slot, just bear with me. All right, said you describe. It said boyish. College dictionary. If you describe a girl, woman as boyish, you mean she look like a boy, for example, because she has short hair or small. But right, she's not exactly a boy or a girl, but the way she looks, she seems like a boy, but she's not. All right, just like those people say they studs. All right, they're acting like a stud, a man, but they're not exactly a true stud. Right. All right. they're acting boyish, but they're not exactly a boy. All right. So let me see. If you describe a girl, woman boyish, means she looks like a boy, for example, because she has short hair, small waist, her tall, boyish figure. All right. Look like a boy in looks, behavior, character, especially regard as attractive, boyish, smile, anyway. All right, but you all know what I mean. All right. So, all right, boyish. She is just a perfectly beautiful woman, but at the same time quite boyish. Sunday, Sunday 10, 2014. It means she tends to wear dark colors, boyish shoes, and clothes that hide her shape. All right, so when somebody is Jewish, they're acting like a Jew, but they're not exactly a Jew. They're not exactly a person from the tribe of Judah, which correctly Yahweh means Yahweh thanks. All right, all right. And that's what Judah mother thank Yahweh when she hated you, praising Yahweh for giving her the son, whose name Yahweh. All right. Well, people today say Judah. All right. There was no letter J in that language back then, so his name was Yahweh. It's not Yehudi. All right. There was no U sound in the Hebrew language back in the ancient times, man. All right. Okay. So, this guy, man. Get back to this. All right. Oh, let me look up one more word. Let me see if the term is really come up in here. All right, hold on. Let's see what they say about Israeli. Hold on. It's a lock. I'm trying to. Let me see. Israeli. All right. So all right. Collins not giving it up. All right. So let's go to now watch this. It's a big difference between Israeli and Israelite. That's what I'm gonna show you. All right, the guy he have her. All right, he used the term Israeli and Jewish, but want to criticize a brother that's using the word Israelite. I mean, come on, man. It's being hypocritical, man. All right. Uh, Relating to the modern country of Israel. All right. Definition from Oxford Languages. All right, so we look up Israelite. The definition is. Right there, definition of Israelite. Member of the ancient Hebrew nation of Israel, Yashala, especially in the period from Exodus to Babylonian captivity, 12th century, relating to the Israelites. Definition from Oxford Language. Okay. All right, that's a bit difference, man. Okay, that's a bit difference, man. All right, so when somebody say they're Israelite, I mean what, they descend from a man named Jacob and his 12 sons. All right. When somebody say they're Israeli, they say they are citizens of the modern day state of Israel established in 1948. That has nothing to do with ancient Israel. Okay, so that's all they mean, man. All right, no harm, man. All right, no harm at all. All right. So I'm gonna end it right here. This is our part one, and there'll be part two. All right, cause this is that video have things to cover. So I'm just covering the parts that's important. All right, that need to be basically explained. All right, and